So somebody like me who doesn't have any special power, who didn't do well in school, who has nothing that is like you can say, okay, he invented something or something like that. I didn't know what I was going to be until I decided I want to be a police officer. And I didn't know I was going to be a real estate mogul. I didn't know I was going to be a coach, mentor, speaker, author, anything like that. But what happened was when I put my mind to it, you see, losing or letting go of your secure job that pays you every, 2 weeks in Toronto, especially like policing job, it's tough to give up. It's probably one of the scariest things that I did. You have a family, you have children, you have a house, you have a payments, you have bills, and you let that go. What happened was there's a formula that I came up with, and that basically went to the next level. Then it went to the next level. Then it went to the next level.
Welcome to Inspire Someone Today podcast, a show where we dive into the stories and insights that has the power to create ripples of inspiration in your life. I'm your host Shrikant, and I'm thrilled to be with you on this journey of inspiration. Okay, this is 2025 and I have yet another guest joining us today, and a guest like no other. It's an absolute joy and a privilege to have this wonderful guest joining us. He is branded as the Wealthy Cop. Wealthy Cop, why? He is, just listen it out, my dear listeners, transitioned from a police officer to a real estate mogul, an international keynote speaker, a number one best-selling author, mentor, and a successful entrepreneur. He's referred as the Wealthy Cop. Sunil Tulsiani is the founder of the top elite real estate investing club in Canada, called as the Professional Investors Club, PIC. It's an absolute joy to have Sunil grace this episode of Inspire Someone Today. Sunil ji, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Sunil ji, there's so much story to kind of hear from you, from your early childhood to your journey all the way to Canada and what you have accomplished. What really caught my attention was the headline against your name, which was the Wealthy Cop. So being known as a Wealthy Cop is a powerful identity. Do you feel it is fully a representative of who you are? Is there a other side of who Sunil Tulsiani is? And what do you think people understand or don't understand about who you are?
The word wealthy cop actually came from media in Toronto. They did a story on me many years ago, I think maybe 17, 18 years ago. And it's not something that I'm not even smart enough to come up with that name. It has to be a media who can come up with something like that. And the wealthy cop, the reason why they came with that idea was I was a police officer for 15 years, including being a police detective. And I had to let that go for family reasons. And in first year alone, I ended up buying and selling 77 properties with little money of my own. And I generated approximately $1 million in those years, in 2005 to 2006 arena time. So that's how that title came to me. Is there other sides to Sunil Tulsiani? Obviously, there's so many sides of it. And then also different timings, what decade that I'm in. Like, if I'm in 30s, my 40s, and now I'm in my 50s, I'm 56 now. So there are some amazing sides. There are some struggling sides. There are some failures. And there are some successes. And more importantly to me, my side is the fact that God has given me the idea, the strength, the skills to actually inspire others to become rich, wealthy financially, or grow their businesses in whether it's real estate, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's whatever business they're in. I've been very fortunate to have coached and mentored millionaires and multimillionaires all over the planet, US, Canada, India, Europe, everywhere. And I think that side of Sunil is what I love the most.
That's a lovely story of how you have been able to kind of intervene yourselves, reignite yourselves in the multiple decades that you have been. And one thing you kind of make it very clear to all of our listeners is these multiple roles that you have played, from being a police cop to an wealth creation coach to an author to a keynote speaker. Everything has happened in a lifetime. So while people think that, okay, we cannot don those many roles in a single lifetime, we have proved everybody wrong saying it is possible. So just give us a backdrop to this. How did you make all of these various roles possible?
Srikanji, I can tell you one thing. If you had told me maybe 20, 25 years ago, I'm 56 now, that you will become 7 times #1 best-selling author, that you will become an international speaker who would share stages with people that I used to look up to, like Tony Robbins, like Robert Kiyosaki, like Grant Cardone, like Shark Tanks, Bollywood stars, and all that stuff. And you're going to be well-known real estate investor. You're going to have a club. I would think that you're crazy. The reason why is that I was born in New Delhi and I was a bad student. I never liked going to schools because in school they have a formula and you must stick to that formula. And if I used to think in the school, teachers used to say, don't think, just do what we tell you to do. And fortunately, my family, my friends, my parents, they only looked at me whether I'm smart or a good son based on my marks. That's it. So all my life, I was told I'm not going to amount to anything, that your spelling is bad, your grammar is bad, you're probably not going to do much and all that stuff. Now, even today, when I type, I make mistakes in English language. I type, I skip, I make spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, but yet I'm 7 times best-selling author with so many, and I've impacted millions, I've trained millions of people through my books, through my trainings, through my, everything where I've been. So I believe that anyone, like I don't have a special IQ. I don't have any special powers. I don't have amazing grades, nothing like that. Why I'm able to help a lot of people is they have excuses. People have excuses. Excuses is, I'm not born into a rich family. Excuses is, I don't have education. Excuses, I don't have money. Excuses, I don't have connections. And nobody knows me. And I had none of those. All of those excuses, in India, in New Delhi, we used to live in a slums area where there was no running water, no toilets, and no electricity. So somebody like me, who doesn't have any special power, who didn't do well in school, who has nothing that is like you can say, okay, he invented something or something like that. I didn't know what I was going to be until I decided I want to be a police officer. And I didn't know I was going to be a real estate mogul. I didn't know I was going to be a coach, mentor, speaker, author, anything like that. But what happened was, when I put my mind to it, you see, losing or letting go of your secure job that pays you every, 2 weeks in Toronto, especially like policing job, it's tough to give up. It's probably one of the scariest things that I did. You have a family, you have children, you have a house, you have payments, you have bills, and you let that go. What happened was there was a, formula that I came up with, and that basically went to the next level. Then it went to the next level. Then it went to the next level. Then somebody said, hey, you should open up a real estate club. I was like, me? I can't even speak in front of 2 people. But if you told me in high school or school, get up on the in front of the classroom and teach something for 5 minutes. Or, there's a marriage, get up on the stage and say something inspiring for 1 minute. I couldn't do it. Get up on the dance floor and dance by yourself. I couldn't do it. So I guess this show inspires someone today. I love it. First of all, it says inspire. Then it says someone, that could be anyone. And it says today. It doesn't say tomorrow. It doesn't say a million years from now. Today. And I suppose inspiring people and being inspired by yourself to actually become something more than you, more than my family. Meaning in the beginning, when I went into real estate investing, it was all about, how do I make money? How do I, bring money for my family? How do I take care of my wife, my children? That's it, right? Then it expanded to my extended family. Then extended to my clients. Then it extended to strangers that don't even know me. It's just amazing. So I'm not sure if I answer your question, but bottom line is, I have become a person who has inspired so many people to say, I live in a village. I live in India. I live in Canada. I live in US. No more can you say, I live in this area, that's why I can't do it. Or I don't have connections, or I don't have money. A lot of my millionaires and multimillionaires in real estate didn't know money. They had no money. So now the concept was, if you have no money, you can't invest in real estate. This is, of course, if you have money, you still do good. But if you don't have money, then you still can do it. Whether it's a business, whether it's real estate, whether it's you want to be a best-selling author, you want to be a speaker, or you want to train people, you want to be a teacher, you want to mentor, whatever it is, you can do it. I did not know. I didn't think for millions of years that somebody's going to pay me money to mentor them. I never thought of that before. I thought it was free advice you give.
I think the big question that you're opening up is no excuses. I am not born with a silver spoon. I don't have connections, but you still made it. The big question that will be on all of our mind is how. You mentioned about a formula. If you can tell us, how did you make it? What was the formula? And for people who don't have connections, who don't come from big places, who aspire to become big, what is your recommendation to make it big?
When I left the police force, let's say the business, I had no business experience, no marketing experience, no sales experience, no real estate experience other than buying my own house. That's it. And I knew about real estate as most people know, which is go to builder, put deposit and buy it off market, pre-sale. And then 2 years later, 1 year later, you get the house and you go there, you pay the deposit, bank gives you a loan. That's the idea. But when I first did it, I'm going to talk about the formula now, that now I know was a formula. I did not know really it was a formula, but I was following subconsciously a formula. First was you need to learn. I mean, even before learning, you need to figure out like what kind of business do you want to do? Is it full-time, part-time? Is it real estate? What is the product that you're going to give to the world that's going to turn into money for you? So first is actually what kind. Then you're going to say, okay, real estate, for example, in my case, it'd be like, okay, I'll do real estate, but I don't know much about real estate. So what did I do? I have, who's my friend now, Robert Allen. He's from US and he charged me $5,000. It was a 3-day course. His course was specialized in nothing down. If you have no money, how do you make money in real estate? When I was a detective, I looked at that course or ad and I threw the newspaper. I said, garbage. This is scam, But somehow I paid. In my life, I didn't give somebody $20, never mind $5,000. But somehow, because I knew I have to do it because I left the police force, right? I have to succeed. I have no choice. I have to succeed. Or I'm going to either sink or swim. So I paid the $5,000 and he made a good case. He said, okay, you go to, university for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You spend $100,000, $200,000, crore rupees, 50 lakh rupees, whatever. You can't pay 5,000. And so I paid him 5,000. That course is single-handedly, I mean, there were other things I did. I went to other seminars and met other people, but that was the starting point of the 77 properties that I did. So the question is, first is you need to know the real estate. By the way, anyone can do real estate, even if you have a job, generally speaking. There are some jobs that restrict you from doing real estate, but 99% of the time, you can do it part-time. Most of my millionaires are part-time, multimillionaires. They still like their jobs. They then became multimillionaires because of real estate part-time. So that was number two. Number two was, okay, product is what? Real estate. Okay, number three, what I realized was that I need to write down my goal. Goal was, I, Sunil Tulsiani, will make $1 million. And 12 months later, signed it, dated it, and made 17 copies. And I put it everywhere in my house where I spend most of the time. Washroom, workout place, fridge, mirror, drawers, closets. I put everywhere. Why? Every day I woke up, anywhere I went, it was right there facing me. This is the goal. Did I know how? No. Did I even believe myself? No. Did I even think it? No. But I read so many books that said, first thing to do is write your goals down. I used to never write my goals down. I wrote the goals down. So how is not your problem. It's God's domain. So I didn't know that at that time. Today I know. So I wrote that down, put it everywhere. Now, next thing, next formula, as I said, is that everyone I knew, my family, my parents, my friends, my cousins, my uncles, said, good job. You are awesome. I know you can do it. You're amazing. You will be successful. No one said that. No one said that. You know what they said? They said, you're crazy. You said, it's a secure job. Don't you dare leave that job. My uncle had, my family had, like they almost had heart attack for me because I'm leaving a secure job. So next thing is, if you're going to do something crazy, like, something big, chances are your own family, your own friends are going to tell you not to do it. Okay. And if they are telling you not to do it, it means you're going the right way. It means you're not conforming. Okay. So that's the next one. And then the next level from there would be believing in yourself. So how did I do that? How did I believe in myself? I said to myself, is there one human being on the planet, just one, who has made $1 million in 1 year from anything? Of course, there's millions of people who have done $1 million in a year all over the planet. And they're doing it right now. They were doing it when I was there. So I had so many stories that I read, and I even went to events and I saw this person did it, this person did it, this person did it. And then I said, if they can do it, that means it's a 100% proof that I can do it. Next one was to brainwire myself for massive success or to have a millionaire mind. And the millionaire mindset, the way I did it was I did the affirmations. Then I did the visualization. I didn't know these words, by the way. I just said, I'm going to say it. And then I'm going to see it in my brain. So I affirmed. So one is the goal. Then according to the goal, I did the affirmation. According to the affirmation, I did the visualization. Okay. So what is goal versus for affirmation versus visualization? So goal is I will make this money by December 31st, 2025. Okay. Affirmation is I have $1 million. It already assumes you have it. The goal is future tense. Affirmation is present tense. And visualization is present tense. As you close your eyes and make a movie and you're a hero in the movie of your own movie where you already have it, how will you be acting? How would you be thinking? How would you be walking? How would you be feeling? If you opened up your bank statement, would the bank statement say $1 million? Okay. So those are visualizations that I did. Next thing that I did was I said, I can't stay home. Now, these days we have AI, we have much better internet presence, social media, and all that stuff. So some level you can stay and still connect with people. But even today, if you're going to become big, you need to say to yourself, okay, once a week, once a month, twice a month, I have to go where the like-minded people are hanging out. Okay. Usually what that meant for me, and still means today, is go to events. Why? If Bangalore has millions of people in population and there's a real estate event or business event that you are interested in and 200 people show up, that means 200 right people have pre-selected themselves, showed up at the event, and now you show up and you're not wondering whether you could be. Most of those people, like especially coaches, mentors in that room, will never say, don't do it. You're crazy. Don't do it. They're going to say, you can do it. Why such a small goal? What do you want to do? I want to make 1 lakh rupees per month. Why small goal? Why not 10 lakh rupees a month? Why not crore rupees per month? Then you're going to go, oh. Then you go back home and your father is saying, just take anything you want. Any job you get, just take it. Right? So now you go there. When I used to go there, that's where I found my mentors. I found my investors, money partners, HNIs. I found them too. I found influencers, center of influences. These are the people that I needed to grow my business. So let me give you an example, a very simple example that we all know. My friend Aman Gupta from Shark Tank in India and Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank in the United States. He's a billionaire investor. We all know Shark Tank now. Most people do. Basically, one person comes up with the idea. The other person says, I will put the money, 100% of the money sometimes.
Right.
Now, people think Shark Tank was a, new genius TV show idea, but we've been doing it for thousands of years. So let's say you wanted to increase the value of this podcast. You wanted to become the brand, but you realize you need 1 crore rupees to market or whatever brand and all that stuff. You don't have 1 crore rupees. Okay. You then go to investor and you say, Could you invest 1 crore rupees in mine? Just like Shark Tank. If they feel that you are good and then you're going to grow, and they know they're taking a risk, by the way, why are they going to do it? Because they don't need to spend time with you, generally speaking. Maybe they speak to you once a month or once in 2 months, whatever. But you are 199% active. You're the one who's going to do all the work. They're going to make their money work for them. Okay? Same thing with real estate. What we did was we called it, and by the way, when we did it, we had so many ways to do no money down. But I'm just talking about one right now, which is joint venture partnership. One person learns how to find property discounted. The other, and this person has no money, zero money. This person has the money, but does not have the time. And these two connect and say, I will do the sweat equity. I will do all the hard work for next 3 months, 6 months, whatever year for this property. You just put the money in. Anytime you want to come check it out, look at it, legal paperwork will do that. They can put what we call a lien. Now, I know it's not the word that we use in India per se, but a lien is something that the bank puts. Like, let's say when you go get a mortgage from a bank in India. Let's say you're buying a 1 crore rupees property and you pay a down payment of 20 lakh rupees and 80 lakh comes from the bank. When the bank gives you 80 lakh rupees, what they do is they put a lien on the title. A lien on the title means that I cannot sell that property without paying them back first. Okay? Same partners. They put a legal lien on it, and it could be done in India. It could be anywhere legally. So I learned, because that's what I learned in that course, for example, and I teach people now. You learn how to find discount and negotiate discounted properties. So let's say you have a property that is worth 1.3 crore rupees, and you can get it for 90 lakhs. One of the my students in India, in Chandigarh, a year and a half ago, he learned how to do that, and he didn't have any money. And he ended up buying, it was a foreclosed problem with some issues property that he bought 1 crore rupee property for 60 lakh rupees, 65 lakh rupees. And he put zero down. How did he do zero? He got an investor to give him 65 lakh rupees. Then he said, oh, I'm not making a rent, because in India, generally speaking, you're making 2 or 3% rental income. So people say, no. In India, we cannot have positive cash flow. What did he do in this case? He basically turned every room in the house a PG, and he put simple furniture in it, like a desk, a bed, and a lamp, and that's it. And he rented 10 rooms at 10 or 11,000 rupees each per month. So now he's collecting 1,20,000 rupees. And if he had rented out, he would get maybe 40 or 50,000 rupees. Okay. So it's a genius idea. First, he went to, he found a good deal. He found an investor. He put no money in. Investor put the money in. He put tenants in. Now they're generating 1.2 lakh rupees per month in gross income. And then they're making positive cash flow, which gets split between the two partners. And let's say that property that was worth over 1 crore, he bought it for 65 lakh rupees. His goal is in 3 to 5 years, sell it for 2 or 3 crore rupees. The idea is whatever money the investor puts in, he gets 100% of the money first. Nobody makes any money unless they get paid back. Plus the cash flow that they got. Yes. Then lastly, if they sell something for 2 crore, but they bought it for 65 lakh rupees, profits are split 50-50. Now, why would I, as a person with money, for example, say, give 50%? Why would I do that? Well, one main reason. Maybe I'm a doctor. Maybe I'm an investor. Maybe I am a busy business person. Maybe an entrepreneur. Maybe I don't have any time, but I have money sitting in the bank making 2%, 1%, 5%, whatever. And maybe because I know how to do it safely. So how would I do it safely? I put a lien on the property. If you buy a property for 1 crore property for 65 lakh rupees, and you don't do stuff, I get your property that's worth 1 crore for 65 lakh rupees. Okay. So there's a safety there. So, but you need to know how to do it. That's all. A lot of times what people tell me all over the world is that, oh, we just talked and, that's it. No, I said, where's the paperwork? Oh, there's no paperwork. Oh, that's the problem. Because that person can easily sell the property quickly and run away, right? We have to make sure that we're not doing that. So in this case, going to the events, finding my joint venture partners, my investors, my HNIs, my mentors, So at the event, I either found people who were like at the same level, people who were maybe not as savvy as I was. Maybe they never did even one deal. And then I found people who are way more savvier. So these people, savvier people, became my mentor. These people, I became their mentor to them. And some of these people somewhere along the line became my investors. Now, let's say you don't deal with real estate. Why would you attend these meetings or trainings or whatever? You're always going to need clients to make money. You need customers. You need investors in the form of real estate or any other company growth. So people start to, talk to people on the street. Well, that person on the street is not interested. So maybe there are a lot of companies that teach, you do 100 calls and then 99% say no, and then 1% might say yes. I personally am not a good salesperson. I sell, but I'm not a good salesperson because if I had to do cold calling, I would be depressed. Everybody said, no. Imagine all that stuff. No, I want you to come to me and say, I am thirsty. I really want your water. How much is it? I say this much. You say, yes, we exchange. That's my selling. That's it. So that was the next formula, that was to attend the events, and real business happens not in the room. Real business happens after you leave the room. Okay. So which means that you immediately meet people and follow up with them. So an example of that is I go to events and people say, yeah, my name is so-and-so, and I am a real estate agent or a broker. I have a good property. I can get you really fast. That's their message at an event when they're networking or when they're shaking hands or they're meeting somebody. That is the worst thing you can do, because when you meet somebody, you don't want to be seen as the only reason why you're talking to them is because you want them to buy something. Okay. So what should you do? What did I do that was different? My different approach was I would go up to them and I would do 10% of the talking and 90% of the listening. Okay. So I would say something like, hey, what brought you here? Oh, I love this speaker and all that. Oh, really? That's interesting. You know what? This is my second time. I agree with you. He's pretty good. What else? What do you do? And then da. How long are you thinking about doing that? Da. They keep talking. And then, what's your challenge? Why haven't you bought more properties? Oh, because I can't find good properties. Oh, okay. What kind of properties are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for properties that produce 10% cash flow. Okay. What else are you looking for? Well, properties, if we can buy discounted, I'm looking for those too. Oh, okay, good. And now they think we're having conversation, but you know what? They did most of the talking.
And you're absolving.
Yeah. And I took and at the end, this is what I said to them similarly. If I'm able to get you the money that you need, or if I know somebody who has money who can do business with you, would you like me to do that? You see, nobody said no. If you are going to a business event and you say, I have the shop, in the shop, I sell jewelry, or I sell pen, I sell books, whatever it is. And this is what my problem. That's why I came to this event, because there's so many book, vendors here. And then, I'm hoping to say, okay, you know what? If I come across a person who wants to buy 1,000 copies of your books, would you like me to send it to you? Nobody said no. Okay. So just like small twitches, small changes, what happens is people feel respected. People feel heard, because everybody wants to tell their story to somebody else, but most people don't want the other way around.
Yes.
Right? So now, once I speak to them, they leave. I have my notebook. I would say, I would write their name. I would write down why he came. What is his bottleneck? What is it that he wants? And what did I say to him at the end? And it's like very short notes. Put a line through, next person. Talk to them. No notebook, no nothing. Just talk. Same thing. Now, if there are 100 people and 10% of people I spoke to only 10, my goal is to find those 10%, not 100%. The people who I like, they're interesting and all that stuff. Then I mentioned after that, the formula is what 99% of the people won't do, which is when they go to an event and they go home and then they forget everything. They're like, kisi din karenge, someday I'll do it. What I used to do is on Monday, if it was Sunday, Monday, same day, I would say, Srikanji, it was great to meet you. You said you want to sell 10,000 copies of your book. I know somebody and I'm going to give him a call for you. And I'm going to see if I can introduce you to him so you can sell your 10,000 copies of your books. Thank you. Not, hey, Monday, I have this. I want you to buy this from me. No, I'm dealing with you for you. Okay. Now, some people will say, but I don't have connections with that. You don't have connections. That's why you say, what if I find somebody who can do this for you? What if I know an investor? What if I know a customer who wants to buy what you have? Would you like me to do that? That is good enough because everybody wants to generate their revenues. So that's the follow-up aspect of it. And then you follow up. And why would people want to meet you for coffee, lunch, dinner, or whatever it is afterwards? Is because they are meeting because it's for them, not for you. And then when you meet them and you talk to them, you build that genuine relationship. And now you became a friend first, and then partners, business partners, investors second. And lastly, build those deep relationships where the business becomes a sideline. It's not the primary thing. It's the secondary thing. Maybe you like cricket. Maybe you like to go to movies. Maybe you like all that stuff. All of a sudden, when we feel comfortable and trust somebody, then we are willing to say, here's our money. Or let's do partnership. Let's do collaborations. Let's do all these things.
This is a wonderful formula and a masterclass of how one can go create a niche for themselves.
Yes.
Well, that's some conversation, isn't it, my dear listeners? Don't go anywhere. Come back for part 2 of this wonderful conversation with Sunil Tulsiani. He did touch upon quite a lot of topics. Writing a scary goal, reading and reviewing those goals every day, saying the affirmations that aligns with the goal, and finally visualizations around the goal. So if you are looking for making 2025 the best year, I think you have a template. Just go out there, follow this template, and come back for a lot more insights, lot more deeper conversation on this topic. Looking forward to welcome you back soon. Hey listeners, did you know Inspire Someone Today has a brand new avatar? Yes, you got it right. Inspire Someone Today, the book, is now available on Amazon. I would love for you to pick up the book, read it, share your reviews, share your feedback. Happy listening and happy reading. Until next time, keep inspiring.